now if recording na on your end yung ating meeting and thumbs up naman ngayon to check if recording on your end. Okay. Thank you for your responses. Another last question before I start. Okay. Can you check my audio if clear naman siya on your end? Hindi naman siya static, ganyan. Kung hindi, heart reaction. Kung okay yung audio ni sir. Okay. So, if kasi ngayon lang ako maggaganto for my class kasi pag nasa bahay hindi naman ako nagamit ng headphone. So, please uh inform me through our chat box if static yung audio ni sir so that I can fix before I move sa discussion natin for this afternoon. Okay? Let me present my screen. Okay. Now, can you check Homs 11C if yung slide presentation ko lang yung nakikita nyo? Thumbs up. Okay, thank you for your responses. And again, good afternoon, Homs 11C. So, this is our last class before Independent Learning Week or last synchronous session while before mag-conduct tayo ng Independent Learning Week. So, before we begin, let's pray first. And Atasha, can you lead the prayer for the class? Thank you.
Hi, Sister.
Hello.
Let us all remember that we are in the most holy presence of God and the Father, Son, and the Holy Spirit. Amen. Our Lasallian prayer. I will continue, oh my God, with all my actions for the love of you. Saint John Baptist de la Salle, pray for us. Lead Jesus in our hearts forever. In the Father, Son, the Holy Spirit.
Okay, thank you. Bakit parang problemado yung isa ko nakitang nag-on cam bigla? Problemado ba siya? Okay. Anyway, sige, thank you, Atasha, for leading the class for the prayer. And, okay, so, before we begin, attendance first. So, once I call your name, please say present. Okay, wait lang. Open ko lang yung aking class. Asan na yun? Oh, wala siya. Okay. Okay, okay. Okay. Uh, first, Sammy.
Present.
Okay, next, Jax.
Present po.
Okay, next. Magkakasama pala yung iba sa inyo. Sige, Sam, Richie.
Present po.
Okay, Rain.
Present po.
Okay. Nagkakampasang pa sila. Oh my God, sorry na papalit ko. Atasha. Hello,
Present
Atasha.
po.
Next, Mika. Mika.
Po. Present po, Sir Bosch.
Wala, estudyante ko yung iba dyan dati. I think Homs 11A yon. Okay, sige. Next, Gab.
Present po.
Okay, next, Ishmael.
Present, sir.
Arvin.
Present.
Una. Una, andyan ba siya? Hill. Okay, please take note of Miss Una. Next, Laika. I think Laika is excused for today. For the RRSPC for campus journalism. Kalel. Wala din. Okay, next, Stephen.
Present, sir.
Sorry na, Stephen. Oo, nakalimutan ni sir. Medyo nalito lang ako sa surname niyo. Okay, next. Marasigan, Princess. Marasigan? Wala si Marasigan? Okay, next. Uh, Mercado, Charbel.
Present po, Sir Bosch.
Okay, Elijah.
Present,
Mon
sir.
okay, Aina.
Present po.
Okay, Samantha.
Present po.
Okay. Again, Samantha, sorry.
Present po.
Okay, sige. Next, Padilla.
Present po.
Pua.
Present.
Martina.
Present po.
Rekiza.
Present po.
Sagum.
Present po.
Sarahan.
Present po.
Ba't may sumigaw?
Sigaw po yun.
Okay, sige. Tan.
Present, sir.
Okay, Tuazon.
Present po.
Then Ezekiel. Ezekiel, Viray. Wala ba siya? Wala siya. Okay, sige. Thank you for open your microphone. Yung magkakasama, kung kinakailangan na mag one, andyan na si Ezekiel, kakapasok lang. Kung kailangan na mag one device kayo for internet connection, that's okay. Basta pag tinawag ko yung name, be attentive. Okay? Sige. So before we begin, I want to know first your feeling or current state upon entering my class this afternoon. So i-mention lang sa chat box yung current uh, zone kung nasan kayo and yung feeling na nafe-feel ninyo. Okay, for 2 minutes. I'll be back at 1:03. Okay. Ayan, I think malinaw naman yung audio ni sir. So, okay. Thank you for your responses, everyone. And some of you ay may I ask Atasha, bakit kayo nasa campus pala since online class for today ng HUMS?
Sorry po. Ano po, sir? May training po kasi mamaya for induct. So, kaya po, nauna na po
Oh,
ako dito. Yes.
okay, sige. Good luck sa training nyo kung
Thank
anong
you po.
training man yun. Anyway,
Induct
sige.
po, sir. Sayaw.
Okay, sige. Okay, so, ayan, mag-ingat sa campus. So, some of you masaya daw. Majority sa inyo ay masaya. Oo, so I'm so happy to know that also. And some of you sabi may sakit and sad or pagod. So, reminder, please find time to rest in between. I know na marami kayong requirements na as of the moment since uh, I think more than a month na lang mag-end na yung term 2. But ayun, please find time to rest kasi mahirap na kapag body yung sumuko na sa atin, okay? So, ayun lang. So, yung mga happy, sana maging happy and consistent yung ganyang feeling sa inyo. Okay, so, uh, reminder, excuse me, uh, wait. Ayun, sorry. Sorry. Okay. Again, a reminder, HOMS 11C, you need to submit your performance task number 2. This is a group position paper until March 13, 2026 at 11:59 p.m. So, as I told you last week, you will start talking with your group mates since aligned ito dapat doon sa mga outputs na nasubmit nyo na for PT number 1, the individual concept map. So, pwede na kayo mag-usap since nakasubmit naman na kayo ng PT number 1. And during Independent Learning Week next week, I'm expecting that you will focus or you will use the time to accomplish this task para pagbalik yun ng Tuesday ng classes natin after Independent Learning Week, we can conduct a consultation before you submit your output. Kasi Friday naman ng 11:59 yung submission. Kung gusto nyo, pero kung ayaw nyo ng consultation, okay lang din naman. No worries on my end. Okay? So, questions? Wala namang questions so far. Okay, kung wala, then let's start our uh, discussion. So, in Module 5, we will discuss indigenizing social sciences in the Philippines. As I told you from our previous weeks that we conducting our class for DISS, we are focusing our discussion on Western concepts, approaches, and ideas in social sciences. So, I think you're all aware naman na yung lahat ng dinidiscuss natin, hindi siya created in the current country or yung mga proponents nun ay coming from Western countries. So, in Module 5, we will discuss key concepts in indigenizing social sciences in the Philippines. Okay, but I think the key concepts that we will discuss ay sa Friday na during our in-person class para din in-person yung ating interaction. Okay, so for the learning outcomes, by completing this module, you are expected to first identify the relevance and reach of Filipino ideas or ideals in the development of national consciousness in the country, in contrast to the dominant approaches of social sciences that we discussed from module 2 to 4. Then next, apply some of the key concepts or ideas of Psikolohiyang Pilipino, Pantayong Pananaw, and Pilipinolohiya to provide a critical explanation of social phenomena or social realities and individual behavior through a short dramatization and reflect on one's actions based on social influences through the use of indigenous concepts. So yan yung mga i-explore natin for Module 5. Okay, so yung nabanggit ko kanina, yung key concepts yung Psikolohiyang Pilipino, Pantayong Pananaw, and Pilipinolohiya, I provided a reading for these three concepts and I told you through my announcement yesterday, nabasahin na yung readings before you enter the class on Friday for our in-person class. And yung notes nyo ay mag-notes na kayo on different paper or i-print yung reading, i-annotate nyo siya kasi you are not allowed to use your gadgets on Friday for our in-person activity to discuss these three concepts. Okay? Clear ba yun? Thumbs up if clear, everyone. Okay, sige. And also, we start our discussion, Hams 11C, my apologies if may mga time na I need to uh, suddenly stop the discussion or off my microphone and my camera kasi today may asthma attack lang ko even up until now. So, may mga time na I need to pause for a while for at least 3 minutes to regain my breath kasi nahihirapan akong huminga as of the moment. But kailangan natin tuloy yung klase natin. Okay? So, ayun lang. Okay. So, yung anong country yung nire-represent ng flag na yan na nakapresent sa screen? Can anyone tell me? Yes, Cam.
Sir, is that Spain?
Sino yung sumigaw? Ang lakas na sigaw niya.
Si Ani po.
Wait lang, natawa ko. Anyway, yes, tama,
Hindi
Spain
po.
yun. Sabi rin ni Martina ay Spain. Yes, yan ay national flag ng Spain. O mapapagalitan do kayo ng guard, sabi ni Atasha. Anyway, sige, let's continue. So, yung flag na naka-show sa screen ay flag ng Spain. And ano kaya yung symbol naman na nire-represent ng ship na ito, I think? Filipino colonizer? Mm, Ano yung nire-represent nung ah, ship na yan in relation to Spain? Spanish galleon, sabi ni Timothy. Yes, Atuazon.
Just a guess lang po. Yung journey po ni Magellan around the world.
Okay, so Atuazon mentioned yung journey ni Magellan sa mundo kasi pinatunayan niyang circle yung mundo at hindi flat. Okay, sige na kapag umalis ka sa ganitong point, iikot ka lang, then makakabalik ka sa point na yon. Ano yung tawag doon na nangyari sa Europe that time in relation to that scene or uh, particular happening from our history na yung about sa paglalayag ni Magellan sa mundo kaya siya nakarating ng Philippines. Anong tawag doon? May tamang term doon. Nakalimutan nyo na from your history class?
Sir, ano po ulit yung tanong?
Ano yung tawag doon sa paglalayag ng mga barko na yan from Spain? May nagsabi ng Age of Discovery. Yes, align siya. May isa pang term na ginagamit doon. Ano kaya yung tawag doon? Yung ginawa ng mga European countries. Mm, Umikot-ikot sila sa Earth. Ganon ang atake nila that time. Yes, exactly, expedition. So yung European countries, particularly Spain, ay yung nag-start na expeditions sa sa Earth. Kaya natunto nila ang Pilipinas na nakarating sila sa ating country. Okay, next, figures. Ano yung nire-represent ng tatlong figures na yan in relation to a Spain expedition or European expeditions? Okay, tama. 3 Gs. Si God, si Gold, and Glory. Okay, sarahan. Bakit yun yung anong ginawa nung colonizers, particularly ng Spain, using the 3 Gs
Sir,
in colonize? Sige, go.
Huwag kasi sigaw. Sir, sir, kasi po dati, ano po, sa time po ng Spanish, mainly po yung mga Fraile po yung nagli-lead nung time na yun. So, they use that yung belief po na yun para po makontrol yung mga tao.
Exactly. Tama yan. Very good, Sarahan. So, ginamit ng Spain, particularly ng Spain, yung tatlong yan, yung God, Gold, and Glory, to legitimize their colonization. So meaning to say, yung colonialism in the Philippines by Spain, ginamit nila yon na as civilizing mission to legitimize kung bakit kailangan nilang gawin tong i-colonize tong mga countries na to. So, yung yung colonization ng Spain sa Philippines, it goes beyond sa pag-handle or tawag dito, pagsakop doon sa territory and sa people na habitat ng mga location na yon. So, ah tinitingnan nila na ang mga Pilipino, particularly, isa sa mga na-colonize nila ay inferior race. So meaning to say, sinasabi nga dun sa isang argument na binato ni Augustinian Eladio Zamora sa kanyang book na Las Corporaciones Religiosas and Filipinas na na-publish noong 1901 na tayo daw mga Pilipino ay may innate na intellectual incapacity. So, meaning to say, wala daw tayong alam or innate sa atin na walang alam sa lahat ng bagay o sa mga bagay-bagay na nasa paligid natin or yung perspective nila ng isang civilized na person, wala daw sa atin yon, innate sa atin na hindi natin alam yon. So, from that argument, ah, nagkaroon ng ah, bipartite view in Philippine history as argued by Zeus Salazar in 1983. So, dinedescribe niya yun using the perspective ng Spain na ng colonize sa atin, ginamit nila to ngayon o ang point of view na pagtingin sa Philippine history ay dalawang bagay lang. First, barbarian and pagan conditions, and second, ay yung arrival of Spain and civilizing influences. Ngayon, anong ibig sabihin ng barbarian and pagan conditions? Everyone, anyone from the class? What do you mean by barbarian and pagan conditions? Yes, Aga.
Ano,
Go ahead, Gab.
civilization, merong mga settlement na like yung mga tribes, parang ganun po yung society ng Philippines before colonization kasi wala naman tayong babasehan na religion, wala tayong babasehan na government. So we rely on yung mga chief. Tapos yung mga pagan is yung paniniwala natin sa mga spirit, like yung mga spirit ng fire or ganito, or spirit of harvest and such.
Okay, exactly. That's a good answer. So, yung unang uh yung unang point of view sa bipartite view in Philippine history, we need to say, nung hindi pa tayo dinadatnan ng Spain, tayo daw ay uh disclaimer for the word na babanggitin ko, disorganized tayong mga tao, hindi tayo sibilisado, hindi tayo naniniwala sa Diyos, at tayo daw ay quote-unquote demonic country. Kumbaga, yun ang paliwanag nila sa country natin. Kaya, nung dumating daw yung Spain sa Pilipinas, nung sinakop na nila tayo, sila daw ay kumbaga isang light na binigay ng Diyos para daw tayo ay gawing organized, mag-establish ng system of government, mag-establish ng education system na rooted sa religion mainly. Kasi isa yun sa aim nila i-spread ang Christianity across borders or across the world. So, kaya tinitingnan na ganoon yung ating conditions before in that view ng Philippine history. Pero sa tingin nyo, based on your existing knowledge, tama ba na yung maging ganoon yung view natin with regards to Philippine history? Nasa tamang perspective ba tayo kung ganoon natin sa argument or ganong point of view yung kukunin natin for Philippine history? What do you think? Tama ba siya? Yes, Saraan.
Sir, for me po no. Kasi yung statement po na yan, base po siya dun sa mga colonizers po. Bali yun po yung tingin po nila sa atin as a country. But on a Filipino's perspective naman po, as I've researched po before about the Philippine history. I believe it's more than that po. And mas maganda po yung, I mean, di naman po mas maganda, but like, mas unique po yung beliefs po natin before the Spains arrived in the country po.
Okay, that's right. That's a good answer, Sarahan. So, kung ganoon natin titingnan yung Philippine history natin before, I think baka maling lente o mali yung inaangkora natin. Well, even in the academe with our history textbooks that we are using in the academe, talagang may ganoong pagtingin kasi sa Philippine history na disorganized tayo, uncivilized tayo before Spanish came to our lands. But katulad ng sinabi ni Saran, according to her research, hindi naman totoo na ganoon pala tayo na hindi tayo civilized. May mga sistema na rin tayong fina-follow uh, even wala yung Spain o hindi nila direct natatnan. So meaning to say, hindi napatunayan through different researchers na hindi totoo yung point of view na yon na yung Pilipinas ay uncivilized and disorganized before Spanish came to our lands. Actually, tama yun, may unique culture tayo, unique system of government that we have in each locality na meron tayo sa across the country. Okay? Kasi before, hindi pa naman labeled as Philippines yung archipelago natin. So kaya yung government that we have, the culture that we have ay napaka-diverse kung titignan natin ngayon kasi na pagsama-sama na tayo sa iisang country. But still, despite the differences that we have in terms of culture and other aspects of our social life, even before, kung babalikan natin yung pre-colonial Philippines, still, may similarities pa rin tayo that binds us as Filipino na alam natin today. Okay? Question so far? Okay, heart reaction if you have no question. Okay, thank you. Sige. Before we move to next topic that we have, okay. So in 5 minutes, I want you to reflect kung anong meron yun sa picture na yan. Sino-sino ba yung mga taong nasa picture na yan? And ano yung uh, significant na ambag nila sa history narrative natin in the Philippines or historical narratives that we have in the country. Again, try to look or remember previous lessons from your history class. Uh, who who is that person yung nasa picture, yung tatlo na yan, and ano ba yung crucial role nila in our Philippine history? Okay? Uh, while reflecting with this picture, uh, I'll be back at 1:26 for 5 minutes. Okay? Thank you. Okay, good afternoon again. Ayan. So ngayon, ano yung mga information na alam nyo about those persons? Aside from Sarahan, kasi ilang beses ko na siya natawag simula kanina. Sige. Sarahan, tawagin kita ulit later. Mika. Mika? Di sumasagot. Last call, Mika.
Hello po, sir.
Okay. So ano yung alam mo about the three persons na nasa picture?
So, I think, I'm not entirely sure po, pero I think it shows Jose Rizal and then
Hmm?
Marcelo Pilar and then si Mariano Pons po.
Ponce? Hindi yan si Mariano Ponce.
So,
Mm-mm.
di po ako sure eh. Sorry.
Okay.
Yes.
Sikat na sikat yung picture na yan. Sige, other students, help natin si Mika. Sino yung kasama niya pa dyan? Rikiza. Sino dyan si Graciano? Sino dyan si Graciano? Rikiza.
Nakaupo po.
Yes, yung nakaupo. At ang kanyang apelido ay, kasi first name niya yon si Graciano. O tama yun, si Graciano to.
Si Lopez. Ay,
Tama ka na. May kasunod pa yon isa.
Lopez.
Lopez.
Letter J po yan, di ba?
Yeah. It's letter J.
Lopez. Di ko po alam ano yung Lopez Hine na.
Haina, yes. It's Graciano Lopez Haina. And yung sinabi ni Mika kanina, hindi rin siya sure yung person na nasa middle ng picture. Sinong Marcelo yon? Marcelo?
Del Pilar po.
Yes, it's Del Pilar. So, sino yung tatlong persons na yan? Anong particular uh, tawag dito? Significant actions na ginawa nila na nag-contribute sa turning point ng Philippine history natin during Spanish colonization. Ano yon? Ano yung ginawa nilang publication na nasa Madrid, na nasa Europa? Sige, again, Regiza.
Ang alam ko po, nag-advocate po sila ng reforms po sa sistema po ng mga Spaniards.
Yes, exactly. Good point. So, yung tatlong yan, sila yung mga pasimuno, reformist sila to be exact. So, pasimuno sila ng mga reforms na call before regarding how Spanish government manage the country, the Philippines. Okay, Atasha, may any thoughts pa about yung gusto mong i-share? Naka-raisan ka kanina.
Sir, ano lang po, nagka-publication po sila, like newspaper po. It's called the
Yes.
La Solidaridad. Tapos,
Yes.
yung mga nakasulat po doon, it's crucial po sa propaganda movement na, ayun nga po, as sinabi po ni Theo, nag-advocate po for reform and
Okay,
freedom of speech po.
okay, very good. That's a good answer also. And Aina, before I move to our discussion, may
Sir,
i-share ka pa sa class?
Same lang po nung kay Atasha.
Okay, sige. Later tawagin kita ulit. Matagal-tagal pa natin pag-uusapan yung tatlong taong yan. So, yung tatlong taong yan, ang tawag sa kanila ay ilustrados. So, sila ay nag nag-advocate that time for reforms in Spanish government. Particularly, si Rizal nga ay ang call niya ay gawin tayong probinsya ng Spain. Oo, yun yung kanyang point of view. So ngayon, ah dahil yung isang point of view kanina, yung bipartite view in Philippine history, nakafocus mainly sa perspective ng Spain bilang isang kolonisador o colonizer. Ngayon, challenge yung ah, mga illustrados led by that three persons na i-challenge yung point of view na yun ng bipartite view in Philippine history na nakafocus sa Spanish colonizers na kumbaga sila ang bida that time. So dahil binigyan namin kayo ng sistema ng edukasyon, tema ng kung paano sasamba sa tamang Diyos daw na kanilang sinasamba. Yun yung mga binigay nila sa atin. So ngayon, ah, kaya nagkaroon ng tripartite view in Philippine history led by our Ilustrados. So kung yung kanina, yung sa bipartite view in Philippine history, dalawang condition colonial Philippines and Philippines under colonization of Spain. So yun lang yung dalawang point of view na tinitingnan natin. Ngayon, sa tripartite view in Philippine history, according to Zuz Salazar, sa argument ni Zuz Salazar, yun daw ay new historical consciousness led by our co-Filipino people. O yun, na ganito dapat natin titingnan yung ating historical consciousness or yung history that we have in the Philippines. And that leads to this table na may tatlo na. Hindi na lang pre-colonial Philippines, uh, the Philippines under the Spanish colonization, may post-colonial na. So yung post-colonial, ang nililook forward dyan ng mga propagandists natin ay yung after, ano bang mangyayari sa atin uh, after tayo sakupin ng Spain, pag pinatalsik ba natin sila, ano mangyayari sa atin? Paano ba natin sila papatalsikan at i-manage on our own yung ating land and our resources? So yun yung tinitingnan ng ating propagandist. Ngayon, in 3 minutes, I want you to read the statements for each propagandist. I-analyze natin generally yung sinasabi ng bawat propagandist later after uh, 3 minutes. Sige. So, i-analyze nyo lang kung ano yung sinasabi nila, yung point of view ba nila in pre-colonial, colonial, and post-colonial Philippines ay nakafocus sa perspective natin directly or baka meron pa rin silang bias sa Spain based on their arguments. Okay? Sige, after 3 minutes, let's analyze the point of view of our propagandist. I'll be back at 1:37. Okay, I'm back, Ham11C. Heart reaction to check kung nandyan pa kayo sa likod ng inyong mga naka-off na camera. Okay, thank you for your responses. Okay, okay, let's analyze now the point of view of uh the propagandist. Okay, Sarahan, can you share your thoughts about their point of view about our Philippine history?
Sir, yung question niyo po kasi kanina kung may Spanish bias pa rin po kaya yung mga propagandists sa may post-colonial. Ang answer ko po is yes po. Kasi po, may natitira pa rin pong bias ng Spanish colonization somehow. Yung mga views po ng propagandista, lalo na po sila Marcelo and Graciano po. Kasi base po dito po sa slide po, parang hinihingi pa rin po nila yung reforma or at integrasyon ng Spain. Imbes po na maghiwalay po sa kanila completely. And dahil po dito, pinapakita po na na-impluwensyahan din po sila ng colonial na idea na kailangan yung Spain po sa pag-unlad ng Pilipinas. Samantalang si Rizal naman po, mas critical po siya sa sistema and nakikita po niya na mahalaga po yung kalayaan ng bansa po. And ayun po yung mas pinupush ni Rizal. And so ayun po sir, to conclude po, may colonial bias pa rin po. Pero may nakikita rin naman pong changes na parating na po siya sa may independence na po.
Okay, thank you, Sarahan. Good point for analyzing their point of view. How about the others? I think Aina kanina kasi may sasabihin. So I think this is the right time, Aina, to share your thoughts about this point of view of the propagandist regarding the Philippine history.
Sir, hello po. Medyo
Hello.
naguguluhan po ako sa
Sige.
kanya, sir. Pero same lang with Annie. Yung kay Rizal po, sir, magsa-start po ako kay Rizal kasi I think siya po yung pinaka naintindihan ko. So, parang kay Rizal nga po, yung papunta na po tayo dun sa pa-modern era po. And mas naiintindihan niya po yung mga rules and yung mga ways po nung Spanish era. Then, medyo naguguluhan po ako kay Del Pilar and Lopez, sir. Kaya hindi ko po siya masyado ma-explain.
Okay, sige. How about the others before I discuss information na nasa slide? Any thoughts pa about the point of view of the propagandist? Okay, wala na. Sige. So, yung point of view na yun ni Aina and ni ni Sarahan or Ana earlier, Ani. So, tama yun. So, kung titingnan natin kung wala na bang bias yung point of view ng propagandist natin with regards to our Philippine history to Spain, still may bias siya. But siguro good thing that ma-point out na may improvements regarding kung paano fino-formulate yung perspective na may counting, may hindi naman totally konti, pero may recognition na ng identity natin as Filipinos. However, still, dahil itong mga propagandista ito ay nakapag-aral sa Europa at produkto pa rin sila ng sistema ng edukasyon sa kanluran, particularly ng Europe. Kaya may ganun pa rin silang pagtanaw or point of view na kumbaga lightness pa rin yung binigay sa atin ng Spain sa ating kasaysayan kung bakit tayo ganito na ngayon. So ganun siya tinitingnan. So ganun. Pero I think we need to may crucial point yung post-colonial Philippines sa point of view nila kasi I think nagtatagpo sila na liberation or not totally liberation yung kanilang gusto for the country but still it's a reform only. Kumbaga hindi iikot ng 360 degree na okay, layas kayo dito. Still ino-honor pa rin nila yung Spain and parang thankful pa rin sila sa Spain sa ginawa sa atin. So reform lang I think yung tatlong yan reform mainly ang kanilang ina-advocate. But good thing siguro si Rizal kasi medyo may pagka-progressive na siya since tinitingnan niya na yung oppression, yung exploitation sa atin ng Spain, particularly kasi may dalawa siyang nobelang kinreate, yung Noli Me Tangere at saka El Filibusterismo na nagpakita talaga kung gaano kalupit at kung gaano katindi ang mga praile during that time. Though dinidisclaimer ko to lagi for my students kapag nagtuturo ako ng Spanish colonization na wag tingnan na yung simbahang Katolika ngayon ay ganun pa rin kalupit or yung mga pari natin ay ganun pa rin may mga kalaswaang alam, ganyan, bastos, sariling interes yung pinoprotect and such. Hindi ganoon yung mga pari natin ngayon, okay? But we need to recognize also na yung mga information na yon presented through that novel and also other primary sources that you have in our Philippine history proving na yung mga praile before ay talagang minamalupit tayong mga Pilipino. So, yun. Dahil yung tripartite view of Philippine history, still, it's a legacy ng propaganda before na led by those three ilustrados na dominant pa rin among Filipinos in the present. So, mapapansin niyo earlier, before we discuss this part of our uh, lesson, kung paano kayo nag-expect o alimbawa yung introductory activity natin, yung pag-identify yung sa flag ng Spain, yung expedition ng Spain, uh, yung three icons na ginamit ng Spain to legitimize uh, their colonization with other countries. So, yung matter na yun, the way we think about it ay may bias pa rin sa Spain or may colonial mentality. So, yung itong tripartite view of Philippine history coming from our propagandist na nag-start sa kanila yung consciousness na ganoon, ay nag-impose siya sa atin ng colonial mentality. So, ano ba yung colonial mentality to to make the story short, ito yung mga point of view natin na lagi tayong inferior with other races, particularly sa mga white. Tinitingnan natin na, okay, kapag hindi natin nasusunod tong matters na to coming from the Western countries, behind tayo. Ganyan-ganyan. So, yan yung mga colonial mentality na laging ang magaling, laging ang mahusay, o may say on our society ay coming from the West dapat. So, kaya halimbawa, yung mga ganyang way of thinking natin in the academe, sinisisi ko ba yung students ko kapag may ganong way of thinking? Hindi. Kasi it's the system, uh, yung system yung problem kasi it allows the students or Filipino people to have colonial mentality. Kumbaga yung system of education that we have, the way our curriculum is written, kung paano yung projection ng topics, it uh, it contributes to the bigger issue that we have, which is colonial mentality. So kaya ngayon may mga calls na i-decolonize natin yung way of thinking natin, alisin natin yung perspective na lahat ng matter coming from the West ay best for us, na actually may mga matters tayong dinidil, may mga frameworks na tayong ginagamit in our own country na hindi galing sa West pero best in studying or navigating our social realities. So, ngayon, yung tripartite view of Philippine history, mapapansin natin iba yung point of view ng mga propagandista na kapag-aral sa Europa. Pero may iba rin siyang manifestation sa Katipunan. Ngayon, sa Katipunan, tinatanong nila tong tatlong tanong na to kapag may Filipino people na magjo-join sa organization nila as part of their initiation right according to uh, Richardson in 2013. So first question, what was the condition of the land of ours when the Spaniards were not yet here? So kung titignan natin, pre-colonial Philippines yung focus. Next, what is the condition of these Philippine Islands now under the rule of the Spaniards? So tinitingnan naman dito uh, yung conditions natin currently nung sinasakop tayo nung Spain. At if it happened that the Spaniards departed from the Philippines and the Tagalogs came to govern the land that is truly theirs, what would be their condition? So nilo-look forward na kung matatanggal natin yung ah, yung pagro-rule sa atin ng Spain, ano magiging conditions natin kapag napatalsik natin sila sa ating land. Though, itong KKK kasi or Katipunan ay revolutionary group na totally different from our propagandists. Kasi yung propagandist natin ay anti-violence sila or hindi ah, gagamitin yung means of violence for our liberation na in contrast to Katipunan, nakafocus sila sa revolution or paggamit ng weapons or violence uh, to attain our independence. Okay? Question so far, everyone? Wala ba kayong question so far? Okay, thumbs up if you have no questions. Again, thumbs up if no questions so far sa ating topic. Okay? Sige. Okay. Sorry, nag-stop si Sir ng bigla. So, ngayon, in 5 minutes, sige. Ah, mag-reflect lang tayo about this three flag na nakikita nyo. So, yung una ay Spain. I think alam nyo naman yung second na flag and the other one yung nasa right side. So, ngayon mag-reflect lang tayo anong meron sa mga flag na yan with regards to our Philippine history. Okay? Eh, for 5 minutes. And I'll be back at 1:54. Okay. Hello again, Hams 11C. Thumbs up to check if you are still there. Beyond your na mga naka-off na camera. Okay. So, those three flags, yung Spain na na-identify na natin earlier, USA in the middle, and Japan for yung nasa right side. So, yun yung tatlong countries na occupy sa atin or sinakop tayo. Yung sa Japan kasi how many years lang naman lang no actually not lang. How many years siya compared to Spain na 333 yung yung sa USA na almost more than 40 years I think. And yung sa Japan naman nung sinakop nila tayo ay I think almost 5 years or 5 years lang yung count. So ngayon, pag pinag-uusapan natin ng Philippine history, mas naglilin tayo ng discussion towards Spain and USA. Well, kasi one of my assumption bakit hindi natin masyado napag-uusapan yung Japan in terms of how they uh, colonize us. Kasi first, mainly ang nadi-discuss natin dito ay violence na nangyari since uh, malala kasi talaga yung World War II nung sinakop tayo nung Japan. Kaya puro violence natin na pag-uusapan natin. More likely sa babae kasi may mga trigger warning for the word that I will be mentioning. May mga na harass ng mga Filipino women ng Japanese soldiers. And also, nung sinakop din naman kasi tayo ng Japan, ay ongoing din yung uh, occupation sa atin ng USA. Kasi yung Philippine Commonwealth that time ay nag-exist pa rin uh, nung sinakop tayo ng Japan. So parang technically dalawang country yung sumakop sa atin. Yung government lang natin ng Philippine Commonwealth ay itinransfer sa Amerika including its national officials led by Manuel L. Quezon and Sergio Osmeña. So ngayon, tanong tayo, how do these countries affect our education system in the Philippines? So yung religious education natin that we have actually, let's say for example, yung mga Catholic schools na isinasama sa curriculum ng offering ng school nila yung religious education. Let's say for example, Christian Living Education, ganyan, it's part of religious education. Yan ay directly na minana natin from Spanish colonization. So, meaning to say, yun yung isa sa mga influence nila sa atin sa education system. While yung sa US naman, kung titingnan natin, mas nag-focus tayo dito sa mathematics, sa science, and also English language. Kasi yun yung official na ginagamit na platform or language ng US. So, kung colonial mentality lang din yung titingnan natin, mas nakapattern siya sa US kasi yung way of colonization na ginamit sa atin ni US ay totally different from Spain. Kung narinig niyo na yung benevolent assimilation wherein ang ginawa ng USA sa kanyang mga kino-colonize na countries ay ah, dahil para dumating yung point na makalaya kayo or i-manage yung sarili nyo, sasakupin muna namin kayo pero tuturuan namin kayo kung paano magpatakbo ng pamahalaan, paano magpatakbo ng sistema ng edukasyon, yung sektor yung health sector and other sectors ng society natin. Yan yung way ng pang-colonize ng US. Kaya kung titignan natin, isa sa mga bakas ng US colonization sa atin ay yan, yung Philippine General Hospital na managed by University of the Philippines, Manila, yung establishment ng Philippine Normal University na National Center for Teacher Education in the country ngayon na originally itinayo ng US to train teachers in the Philippines and to manage our public school system. Ano pa, yung Technological University of the Philippines, yung Polytechnic University of the Philippines. Yan ay isa sa mga schools na itinayo din ng Americans to train Filipino people naman sa skilled professions or yung sa mga industries na kung titingnan natin yung mga industries na sinabi naman doon, wala naman tayong ganong industries. So, kaya ngayon, mapapatanong tayo, yung yung system of education ba that we have currently na pattern mainly or anchored mainly uh, doon sa mga countries na nag-colonize sa atin, naka-design ba talaga siya to liberate our minds as Filipinos, or it simply reflects an efficient way for those colonizers to use colonial objects. So, mapapareflect tayo sa matter na yung kung yung sistema ba ng edukasyon na meron tayo ay nagsiserve na ba talaga siya for the Filipino people directly, or yung condition ng Philippine education natin ay nagsiserve pa rin for those colonized countries. Kasi kung i-example nga natin yung mga programs natin na academic programs in college, particularly for those other schools na nabanggit kanina, yung PUP, TUP, yung mga industry ba na yan ay sa atin ang galing, or meron ba tayong national industry na nagkikater lang yan? Parang wala pa naman, and wala pa tayong consider na totally industry na sa atin mismo sa Pilipinas. So kaya mapapareflect tayo, sino ba kanino ba nagsiserve ang education system natin, and also the whole system ng Philippines, sa Filipino people ba talaga o doon pa rin sa colonizers natin. So we need to reflect on that matter. Okay? So, ayan. So, sinasabi na yung mga ilustrados, katulad nung sinabi ko sa inyo kanina, malaking yung contribution nila in the development of social sciences in the Philippines through their cultural and uh, social treatises. Examples is yung annotations ni Rizal sa Sucesos de las Islas Filipinas si Antonio Morga noong 1889, yung El Folklore Filipino in 1889 ni Isabelo de los Reyes, and yung La Antigua Civilización Tagalog in 1887 ni Pedro Paterno. So meaning to say, yung development ng social sciences in the country ay pattern talaga mainly from the colonial experiences that we have, including yung establishments ng mga departments in the University of the Philippines, mainly uh, yung pagkakaroon ng college sa social sciences, sa liberal arts, sa anthropology, political science, sociology. Yan mainly ay nagbukas nung tayo ay kinocolonize pa uh, ng mga countries na colonize atin, o na-establish man siya after they colonize us. Still, yung mga umuupong mga professor doon or nag-establish ng buong academic programs ay coming from the West pa din. Okay? Ayan. Ayan, katulad ng sinasabi, yung Department of History ng UP ay nagbukas noong 1914, and si Austin Craig yung unang chairperson na hindi naman Filipino. So such opening paved the way for the use of positivism, which is from the Western countries mainly, historicism in historical writing in the Philippines. So yon, another thing, anthropology received greater impetus during its period through the efforts of Dean Worcester and H. Otley Beyer. Kaya yung kay Otley Beyer naman, yan yung pinaka-basis natin in studying pre-colonial Philippines. May series of volumes ata siya ng books or several studies about doon na siya yung nagiging basis ng kumbaga ng mga frameworks on how we will study pre-colonial Philippines. And also nung kino-colonize tayo ng mga countries na yun. And the latter was popularly known through his explanation of the peopling of the Philippines archipelago through the three waves of migration. So yun mainly yung kanyang framework na ginamit. Okay? So, uh, yung including Spain, yung American narrative kasi, it justifies bakit ba nila tayo kinolonize? What are the reasons on colonizing the country or the Philippines. So again, kapag tinanong natin sila, syempre, perspective nila ang makukuha natin at yun yung main reasoning na makukuha natin na syempre leaning towards them or para mapabuti yung image nila, syempre, yun naman yung interest sa protect nila. Yun yung magiging pattern ng answer nila, protecting them or justifying more why there is a need to colonize us or to occupy our lands that time. So, yung mga Filipino scholars challenged this narratives and assumptions and became multifaceted and inspired by various political philosophies in the spectrum. So, meaning to say, habang nagpo-progress tayo, china-challenge din natin yung colonial mentality na na-experience natin as Filipinos. Okay? So may mga progressive historians tayo na ah Filipino historians yung mga yan, hindi yan mga foreigners. So first si Chodoro Agoncillo argues that history of the Philippines before 1872 was a lost history because it only highlights centuries of colonialism. So si Chodoro Agoncillo uh, may book yan na nakapublish na History of the Filipino People in 1960 na nakafocus sa Philippines prior to 1872 na parang kumaga ina-argue niya nga na yung pre-colonial Philippines natin ay lost kasi mainly yung mga sinusulat nating papers ay nakafocus lang sa centuries or highlighting our colonial experiences. Hindi na natin fino-focus yung pre-colonial Philippines na nandoon yung unique experiences natin bilang tayo as Filipinos. Si Renato Constantino naman, meron siyang book na The Philippines, A Past Revisited, which he argues that the most fundamental aspect of the Philippine history is the history of the struggles of its people for freedom and a better life. So kung titingnan natin, yung point of view na to ni Renato Constantino sa kanyang libro about kung paano tinitingnan yung history ay naka-anchor sa Marxism kasi tinitingnan yung struggles ng Filipino people for freedom and better life. And si Reynaldo Ileto naman, na merong Passion and Revolution, popular movements in the Philippines, noong 1840 to 1910, na napublish noong 1979, which challenge a contemporary perspective on Philippine history by reconstructing the categories of perception of the masses using the religious practice of passion as a reference point. So yung kay Ileto naman, uh, nag-offer siya ng new framework using the passion. Yung passion kasi ito ay may kinalaman sa Catholicism. So ginamit niya naman yung religious practice sa passion as a reference point to reconstruct the categories of the perception natin kung sino tayo bilang Pilipino o yung masa o yung masses. Okay? Ayan. So, ayun lang. So, that ends our discussion for the first half of Module 5. So, itong mga matter na to, kung titingnan natin, yung Philippine history natin, wala naman tayo pinag-uusapan talaga about social sciences, but nag, uh, nag, nag, uh, nagkaroon tayo ng ganitong mga discussion regarding our history, different social sciences disciplines to explain our uh, Philippine history or yung experiences ng mga Filipinos ay mainly dahil sa trend din ng academe coming from the West. Kaya kung titignan natin, uh, malayong-malayo tayo sa perspective na nanggagaling sa atin yung pagpapaliwanag or how we view our experiences. That leads to our discussion regarding the three important concepts or key concepts in Filipino social sciences, which is Psikolohiyang Pilipino, ah, pantayong pananaw, at Pilipinolohiya. So yung tatlong yun ay i-discuss natin or i-explore natin on Friday during our in-person class. And again, reminder, you need to finish your apply and analyze for Module 4 before February 26 at 10 p.m. So yun ay 5 items quiz na 2 points each. Kaya please read carefully each item and choose the best answer. And also, on Friday, bring the following materials. Each group, Manila paper, marker, and masking tape. So make sure that you read the readings that I have posted yesterday in the Animus space through the announcement section, and prepare your written notes or annotations doon sa readings ng naka-hard copy. Kasi hindi kayo pwedeng gumamit ng cellphones ninyo or gadgets on Friday during our in-person class. Okay? Questions? Yes, sa lahat.
Sir, bale po yung activity po sa Friday, yung notes po na kailangan is yung nilesson nyo lang po ba last time or kasama rin po yung pati po nilesson nung last Friday?
No. Yung readings lang natin mismo na pinost ko kahapon. Yung sa Pilipinolohiya, Pantayong Pananaw sa Psikolohiyang Pilipino.
Okay po sir, thank you po.
Okay, thank you. Ayun. Question so far? Wala naman. Okay, if you have no questions, thank you for attending our class, HAMS 11C. So again, this is our last week in conducting classes before the Independent Learning Week next week. Okay, pero after Independent Learning Week, magkaklase pa rin tayo. Okay, babalik pa tayo. Okay? So, kung wala nang concern, thank you for attending our class and goodbye everyone. See you on Friday.
Thank you po.
Thank you. May nag-chat sa chat box.